Okay, everyone. I'm Solveig from Journal School in France. Emlyon is also online, so they don't appear now, but they should appear in a couple of minutes. Can you just write a message on the chat if you hear me? Just so I'm sure that that I'm not speaking. Oh, I see someone is writing. It's good news. Okay. Uh, so basically, okay, cool. I don't know. I think Emlyon is not there. I will see. Wait, I just have to check something. Okay, they are gonna be online now. Okay, they're back. They're back. Okay, good. I hope you can all see us. I will start talking, just introducing you to the Journal School in France process. Wait. Okay. So basically, through Journal School in France, you can apply through 5 schools at the same time. So as you know, there's Emlyon, who is present today, but also HEC Paris, ESCP Europe, Audencia Business Schools, and Schema Business Schools. So it's only one application through the for the 5 schools through our website. So today it's going to be a short webinar, maybe 15 to 20 minutes, and we're going to answer to some questions for you that I'm sure you are interested in. So if you have any question, you can write me on the chat, and I will handle the written questions. And if a question is relevant to everyone, I will just ask it out. Out loud. So let's see now. I'm gonna put the PowerPoint on. Up. Open presentation. What's that? Ah, ok. Un peu, ouais. Up. Okay, so that's a presentation. So those are the logos of the school we represent. And that is today. So we are lucky to have someone from Emlyon, but also 2 international students who also went through the process of applying to a Grande École in France. And of course, so they understand what you are going through, and they will also explain to you what they discovered in France, and I don't know, what's the good things about Emlyon and about the Master in Management program. Anyway, all of this. So just to be quick, through Journal School in France, you only have to fill in the online application, answer to some motivation questions, and then take an English test and a written test. So the written test is GMAT, CAT, TAJMAJ, or GRE. We have 4 sessions. One is ending on the 8th of January, and then we have one in March and one in April. So you are free to apply to any of those sessions. There are also a bunch of documents that you have to upload, but the list is available on the website. It's basically 2 letters of recommendation. You also have, of course, a transcript and your diploma. And if you don't have your diploma yet, a proof that you are at university right now. So I will let Emlyon speak now. So, and answer maybe the first question. In France, we have what we call a Grande École. So I think it can be quite a foreign term for you guys. So she will explain what it means and what it's so important in France. So I will cut down my micro and let Alexandre speak.
Okay, hi everyone. I hope everyone can hear me well. Yes, as Solveig said, I am Alexian. I'm the program advisor for the MS in Management at the Lyon Business School, and I'm with 2 students, Manu and Mounir, who will answer your question if you have some. So, but what does the Grande École mean? It's of course a French word. It's a label. It's kind of a label for higher education establishments. Those establishments, they're outside the framework of the French public university. It's highly selective. It's a prestigious school. It can be from business school and engineering schools, both of them. And you can enter into those Grande École after 2 years of preparatory program and after a parallel admission at a post-graduate level. Yeah, you're right, guys, with that.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes, of course.
Okay, perfect. So now I think, so as you know, you applied to the 5 masters in management through journalism school in France. But as we invited emlyon today, I think it's important to speak about emlyon's master in management specificities, because let's face it, it's the same masters, but there are some specificities in some schools. So we're gonna speak about emlyon now. I don't know if Alexiane is gonna speak or maybe one of the 2 students. So I will let you the.
So hello everyone, I'm Mounir Laraki. I'm a Moroccan student in Lyon Business School. I'm here after I graduate in finance Moroccan school. So what is the specificities about Lyon? Depending on the latest rankings, Lyon is the 2nd school in France. The Master in Management in Lyon is the most prestigious master in Lyon. And also, Master in Management give you the opportunity to specialize, to get a specialization in a huge range of area like marketing, finance, human resources. And in Lyon, we have a big focus in internship. And for example, our first semester in Lyon, we have a big course for internship. We make group of students and we make a brainstorming to create our company, and maybe we will be CEO before graduation. So I like that about Lyon, and I don't think other schools have this focus for internship and innovation. So
okay, maybe Manu, you want to add things?
Yeah, I guess my friend has been talking about the early makers concept. So I'm a lawyer from India. I'm Manognya Chidi, and for me it has been about studying business in Europe. That's the reason I got here. But there are a lot of people who've come here to be entrepreneurs. There are a lot of people who've come here to want to go into finance later or marketing later. So the first year in emlyon is common for everybody, where you try and understand, different subjects, at least get an introduction to all of them. And in the second year, you're entirely and absolutely free to choose from over, 200 to 300 courses. There's absolutely no requirement to be on campus in any sense of the term. You can go for an internship for 6 months, alternate in any way you wish. And there's a lot of feasibility to, change circumstances. You get around 4 years to complete your course in case you want to take a break in between, or anything is possible. It's only the first year you have to work with a team of people to, try and make a new company. That may not be what you want to do later, or it may be and might be great practice. But you at least get an idea of what different career options are offered to you in the very first place. And then you make your choices. And I think that's a great situation to be in. For me, it's working out quite well.
Thank you very much for this testimony. I think the internship focus is really important for all business schools in France and even for other Grande École. Basically, in France, we really focus on the professional side, and you can have a long internship or 1-year internship that is, of course, paid. So in France, an internship that is more than 2 months is always paid. So it can also help you to go on through your life in Paris with that salary. So I know you have the choice between lots of countries and lots of schools. So maybe we get some answers today. You will get some answers on why choosing France. Maybe you already chose. Maybe you are still making your decision. Maybe you're just applying to lots of different countries. So they're gonna try to convince you today in 2 minutes why you should choose France.
Okay, I mean, it depends obviously on the situation that you're in, whether you already speak French or France is a country you've had connection with before, and it's quite different for both of us in here. For me, choosing France was a way to move out of my comfort zone, not going to an English-speaking country, actually putting myself out there. Of course, apart from French as a language and its advantages, the fact of being in Europe in itself is a huge deal in terms of travel, in terms of the Schengen visa opportunities. And I think visiting, traveling in France, I think they have it's one of their main things that people keep traveling all around. As a cultural experience, I think it's of great value. You add a different language, a different culture to your situation. As I was explaining previously when we were discussing this question, it can be, people coming so close to your face to just greet you is quite embarrassing and funny for me for the first time, considering we shake hands at best in India. We don't come closer than that. It's quite an experience. And yeah, they drink and smoke a lot. I'm not even kidding. From my perspective, it's hilarious. I mean, I think it's great to be, and especially Lyon, where emlyon is located, I think around 25% of the population is just students between 18 to 25. And that's one reason why you'll be able to manage quite well with only English in the first few months. Like, as long as I'm in emlyon and international housing, I do not have any issues. Of course, I can't talk to kids or older people without trying to manage with French. But otherwise, it's a great experience, and you still have the kind of time to learn a new language and actually use it over 2 years of your time here. So that could be interesting.
And for my vision, I think France is the first choice for Moroccan and North Africa people because of the cultural relation between countries, and also because, for example, for me, French was my second language from my childhood. So the best choice for me is France, and the value of master in management in a big school in France, Morocco, is a big value. You can get the job of your dream in Morocco if you get a master in management in France. So that's why I choose France. I choose Lyon.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Another thing is that all the schools, in all the schools, you can take French classes. So as a fellow emlyon student said, I think it's stepping out of your comfort zone in a way also that you can learn a new language that's quite original and still on the CVs. So I think it's also a very good option to find a job in a company, or in a French company internationally, or in a company where you will need to develop, for example, France as a country, but not only France, you have also Canada and other countries who speak French. I have some questions underneath that I will answer right now. If they're too specific, I will just answer you either by email or on the chat. But I have to repeat that there is no minimum requirement for the GMAT. So the schools will consider your application as a whole. So they won't, for example, eliminate you if you have a weak GMAT. It's really part of the application. So there is no minimum score required for the GMAT, or for the CAT, or for any written test. I think we got quite a clear answer and motivated answer on why to come to France. I'm also sure you're really interested in the career opportunities, because of course you're going to do a master in management to start your career and to get the first professional experience. So I think the two last questions are linked. So what are the career opportunities, and what are emlyon's partners? What does emlyon have more than the other schools? How can help you? emlyon help you to find an internship, or to just start your career on the right foot? So I will let Alexia and emlyon students speak.
Yeah, I will start for this one. So yeah, the two other questions are kind of linked together. Of course, we have some companies that are we have a partnership with them, and it's of course something important for the career opportunities, because they offer some internships, they offer some contracts for our students. So it's something really important. About the career opportunities, they have a really large choice of opportunities. It all depends on the specialization that we talked about before. Yes. It could be in finance, in marketing, in entrepreneurship, in all of that. It really depends on what every student, every person wants to do as a career project. What I can say is that we have some students, they work for international groups, they work for local groups. French groups, but even in startups. So it's really up to everyone. Again, they can work in every department of the company also. And the thing is that about the opportunities in the Grande École in France, we teach students to become well, how can I say that? High potential managers. They usually obtain. They work as a manager with a lot of responsibilities. They have strategic position. That's the main thing that I think it's really important to highlight that part. Yeah.
And for master in management in Lyon, you have the key of access to the most selective firm like McKinsey or BCG or Bain, or also for the summer internship in London, in UK or in USA. So I think this is the for me it's my dream to get internship in summer analyst in UK, and I think with Lyon I have the chance to do it, and everyone who have a dream to get a firm, he will do it with Lyon, I'm sure. Okay.
You want to add something? No. Yes, again about the partners, like I said, we have some companies, they are our partners. We have this website, a career website, to help students to find internships, and we have those partners in those websites. They give us our offers when they are looking for an intern. Also, we have some other partners like institutions, like schools. We have some partners with university abroad, because some of the students, they can, if they want internationals, to do an academic exchange. That's something possible under condition, of course. Yes, what can I say about all this? You want to add something about the career opportunities? We were talking earlier about the internships.
So the one, again, it's not, it is important for you to speak French to be able to get an internship or a job in France. There's no doubt about that. But that being said, you can always intern in Switzerland, Germany, UK with English as your first language. And there are a lot of multinational companies in France which only require you to speak enough French to be able to converse with your colleagues, or to be able to manage. The working language still remains English, because there are international companies which are just having an office in France. And for that, the work permits are not required. You're already in France and you have the work permit for at least 20 hours a week, and that converts into your internship. That's not a problem. So yes, you will have at least 1 year if you don't already prepare. I mean, I did only for 3 weeks before coming here, and that was an issue. If you will have at least 1 year to get your French at least up to a conversational level, or of course you can go for an extra semester and apply for an internship later in January. That's always an option. But if your profile is quite good and you're interested, you could always apply for an internship in any of the other 28 countries and just get a work permit, because you already have a French visa, and that makes it easier to get the work permit in a different country where English is the working language.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So there are 2 questions that I will like to ask you guys. So I will start with the one in French that I will translate in English. I will try. Est-ce possible de concilier un stage en entreprise et études en même temps comme un CDI d'alternance? So is it possible to do to study but to also have kind of part-time during the week an experience in a company, to do kind of half-half?
You want to say it in French?
Yes.
Yeah, the question is in French. Do it.
Okay, we can. Okay, maybe Mounir can answer that question in French, and then we will translate after that, if that's okay with you.
Yes. Merci.
La question c'est une question que je me suis posée aussi pour l'alternance, et à l'EM, c'est vrai que pour l'alternance, il n'y a pas beaucoup de personnes qui font l'alternance à l'EM. Pourquoi? Parce que quand tu fais l'alternance, tu te limites. Genre, sans alternance, je peux faire analyste M&A ou analyste private equity dans une très grande banque après l'EM, mais avec alternance, je me limite à un poste de contrôleur de gestion, un poste intermédiaire. C'est ça, c'est pour ça, même l'école n'encourage pas ce type de stage, et préfère comme quoi l'étudiant cherche son travail après le diplôme, et comme ça il aura la chance d'avoir, pourquoi pas McKinsey, pourquoi pas de grandes boîtes et de grands postes. Sinon, pour les offres d'alternance, vous allez généralement trouver des offres de contrôle de gestion ou d'analyste financier en banque. C'est pas ce que le programme Grande École et le Master in Management veut. Donc voilà, c'est ça.
Okay, Alexandre, could you summarize in English in maybe 1 or 2 sentences?
Yes, right. So for Munir, what he said is that the option of apprenticeship is not. It might not be a good option for everyone because maybe after you graduate, you won't have access to the same position in companies. Maybe in how can I say that? With a position with less responsibilities and after we don't have that much students who choose this this option of apprenticeship sorry during the MSc in management at the Lyon. It's an option, you can do it, but we don't have that much students who choose this option after all.
Still speaking about job opportunities, correct me if I'm wrong, Alexandre, but I think emlyon was in the list of the schools worldwide that had that interested lots of companies. So I'm not sure of the position, but I think it was somewhere in the top 30. Yeah, I think emlyon is also getting bigger and bigger on the French stage.
Yeah, it's the ranking of the Times Higher Education, and we are 26 in this ranking. Yes, worldwide.
So do you also have a percentage? I know that some schools have a percentage of students who already got a job even before finishing the schools, because basically the recruiters are coming to recruit students already in the schools during I don't know, during classes, during seminars. It's okay if you don't have like a number, but maybe just an example on how recruiters will come to the schools.
Well, first we have the percentage. It's 65% of the students, they sign the contract before graduation during our MSc in management, and 31%, signed their contract within the 6 months after the graduation.
Because to get to graduate, you need to have 1 year of professional experience. And I don't think with 1 year of professional experience you will not get the job before your graduation. So it's okay.
And then yes, we offer to offer students that kind of opportunity to sign a contract before. We work a lot with companies. It's the same idea as the partners we were talking about earlier. We have some events that allow students to meet with companies, with the CEOs. We make some conference. For example, we had a few months ago, we had the CEO of the École group who came in the school to make a conference. We have also some event like the career forum that is held every year for 3 days. We have hundreds of companies. They come here and they come here to talk with our students, to offer some internships, to give piece of advice to enter their companies and everything. So we try to link the students with the employers.
Yes.
Yes.
Un entretien pour les 5.
I can hear anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was on. Sorry. Okay, so I said that there was 3 last points I wanted to talk about. I know it's been already half an hour, so it's gonna be quick. One of the points is the huge emlyon alumni network. So it's like a really big network abroad of alumni that did emlyon and other schools. So maybe Alexiane, you could say 1 sentence or 2 about that. That when you enter the school, finally you will always, so your whole life you'll be linked kind of to it, and you will be able to have a huge network.
Yes, exactly. When you enter the program, then you enter the network of the alumni of the Lyon Business School. Now I think it's about 29,000 people around the world. So it's very useful because when you are in, you have the possibility to contact all of these people. It could be only to ask questions about their activity, about what they're doing. We organize, so this department at the emlyon is called emlyon Forever. They organize a lot of events around the world all the year long. And what can I say more? Yes, you can contact them. For example,
their address,
yes, you have the address, the numbers, you know what they work, the companies where they work in, and you can contact them for well, if you want to work for their companies, you can contact them. If you want advice, how they got their position, you can ask them to. It's really about network. So you have really a large networks thanks to this emlyon Forever thing. It's something really important, and when you enter the program, then you will be part of emlyon Forever. Well, forever.
Merci, Alexia. Okay, so I'm just gonna speak about one thing that I think will interest everyone. So Rita asked the question about the interview. So what's special with joining school in France is that the interview is in your country and even the city of your choice. So you will face the alumni of emlyon, HEC, ESCP, Schema, and Audencia. So you can choose the city where you want to take your interview. And of course, it's one interview for the 5 schools. So basically, you have 2 phases. So one phase is the admissibility for the interviews. So you will have the results of the school if you're admissible, if you're eligible or not for the interview. Then you take the interview, and then you have the admissibility results for the 5 schools. And if you're admitted everywhere, you can choose the school you wanna get into. So it's a very basic explanation. So if you want more information, you can of course write to me, and I will explain you more like the interview process. And if there's a city that you see it's not on our website, you just send us an email. I mean, it has to be like a medium-sized city, not like a little village or something. But we basically able to open centers everywhere. So there's one jury for the 5. Yes, like I said, so the 5 schools got together to recruit students from all over the world. So there's one interview for the 5 schools, and but we try in the jury to have members from kind of different schools. So you will see during the interviews, but it's only one interview, and the jury members know that it's for the 5 schools. Okay, and maybe the word of the end. There was a question from Kong who asked, what are the qualities, it's a very loud question, what are the qualities that the Grande École program values? So maybe, I think, to get some inspiration for the motivation questions, and that's gonna be the word of the end, I think. Okay, so maybe just one word or two on that.
You want to say something about that? About no?
Okay, so we were just talking 2 minutes ago and about going abroad again for a different country to do the exchange program, whether you would want to do it or not, considering you moved once. And we said, and my friend just said, it's a pretty important part of your application to already have some international experience. And in my case, I didn't have any. I had never left India, and that did not in any way stop me from getting into the school. And of course, like the 650 is the ballpark for GMAT. I had 640. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't have to be above 650. You don't have to have international experience. There is no one way to go about it. With the answers, obviously, because of the size system, you have to be extremely precise. It was painful writing 500 characters. What is your biggest achievement? 500 characters. Come on. I mean, it's quite difficult to do that. So be as honest as possible, of course, and as precise as possible, and in the interview, they will definitely pick one of the 4 questions that you have answered in 500 characters for you to elaborate on. So if you don't come across as, honest, and if what you've written is not something you can talk about honestly, you will definitely fail. So please write it honestly and make sure that you know what you're talking about. So that's all there is to it.
Yes, she said everything.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for that. So really quickly to answer the question, emlyon has a waiting list for the 4 sessions. So you can be on waiting list and get admitted afterwards. About finance, I don't know. I mean, for us, it's the master in management, but maybe you have some classes in finance in the master in management, or maybe a finance specialty.
Yes.
Yes, we have a finance specialty
Yes, yes.
in the MSc in management, and we have other programs also that offers finance specialization. So you want to talk about it, maybe, Munir? What about
for MSc in finance? The MSc in management is general, but with MSc in management for the second year you can choose courses in finance. We have a huge range of courses in finance, valuation, M&A, private equity, and for me, I take I choose master in management and not a master specialisé, because master in management give you the basics, and also give you 1 year of professional experience. That's the same who master spécialisé don't give you. So that's all.
Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna write my email address so you can contact me if you have any other question. Because I said that some of you are still writing, so don't hesitate to write an email when you think of a question or if you have another question. Maybe emlyon has like a generic address to ask a question about the master spécialisé or the masters in general.
Yes, maybe I can write it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clément, we already answered. There are lots of good jobs after graduation. So don't worry, I'm going to put the webinar online and you can listen to it again if you want the name of the companies, of the partners company of emlyon and the statistics, and also the way emlyon connects you to the big companies.
For Clement,
So,
you
wait,
can go.
maybe one last word.
For Clement, you can go in LinkedIn and make emlyon M&A or emlyon strategy, and you will see all the profile who did the best job and good job after emlyon. So
No, honestly, even now when I want to apply for a job in M&A, that's exactly what I do. Go to the emlyon LinkedIn page, look at who's working in M&A right now and what profiles they're in, and see if those companies are offering internships at this stage. That's what even we do. So that's the way it is.
That's really unfair, guys. Now all the candidates will go to emlyon and not to the other school. Okay, thank you very much, all. I'm gonna cut you off now. So bye bye, and don't hesitate to write to us.
Thank you. Bye.